not alone on your bariatric journey. I had weight loss surgery 2.5 years ago, and I did not know anyone who had surgery before me. You may have some distance people that you really can't ask all the details about their journey, but for most of us, we don't have anyone. And I'm also the only one in my house who suffers from an obesity issue and a weight management issue. So I truly was walking this journey alone, and I felt alone. Then I realized I have this thing for a reason. I have these apps on my phone for a reason. Social media is supposed to be exactly that. Social. And because I started becoming social, I met so many people online, and it transferred over into real life. I get so many people asking me about bariatric events after it happens. So in today's video, let's chat about how we can find our support system, whether it's in person or online, how to go about finding bariatric events. And I'm gonna be spilling the tea on the very next bariatric event that is happening now that you can still buy tickets for and meet your favorite girlie there. But before we get into today's video, if you've never seen my face before, hey girl, hey, my name is Janae, and I make a lot of content focused on fitness, wellness, and self-development, and helping you and I live our best healthy and active lives. So if that sounds like something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're following me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. I post a lot of different content over there. Give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below and let me know, how are you feeling with your bariatric journey? Are you doing this alone? Do you know people? Do you have a great clinic? Did you start becoming social online? Have you gone to bariatric events? Let me know in the comments below. But like I said, I didn't know anyone who's had bariatric surgery, and that actually might have worked out in my favor, to be honest, because a lot of people that I know who actually have personal relationships with people who have had weight loss surgery, it doesn't seem to mesh well. So if you're like me and you don't really know anyone who has had weight loss surgery, let's start off with your clinic. Now, I don't know how your bariatric clinic is set up, but mine, we had a monthly support group. And it was required for us to go to one, but once you get hooked into one, you end up going to them all. And this support group was only for us bariatric patients at Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio, Texas, because I had mine done there. But it was just for us and our immediate support system. The same thing for our Facebook group. It's just for the BAMC's patients. So see if your own clinic has something like this, or maybe you can even suggest doing something like this just for their clinic. Most of the time when it comes to these appointments, especially for like the nutrition classes, we're all doing it together. So, step outside of your shell a little bit. See if there's somebody in the class, you're hearing their story, somebody that you relate to, that you could possibly be doing this together, because most of the time you're probably going to be lining up together as far as when you're going to get your surgery done. So I started off with just that, and of course, social media. Now, if you've been following me for years now, then even before weight loss surgery, I have been posting content for years on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. All of my old videos is up. I've always shared my weight loss journey. So me getting weight loss surgery was just a part of that journey. And of course, with me sharing my journey online, I have been able to build a community of my own that grows every single day. Love that for me. Love y'all. But I also been able to find community and be a support system for someone, even if it's virtually. So creating content may not be for you, and that's okay, but maybe it is. Maybe you want to do what it is that I'm doing. Start sharing your journey. Just because we're all talking about the same things and it feels oversaturated doesn't mean I'm you, me. I can't do it like you, and you can't do it like me. We all have our own unique story, so share it. But with me sharing my journey online, this allowed me to tap into the bariatric space on social media. And then I realized there's actually organizations out there who put on events and also give a lot of good information. And I'm going to name a few that I follow. Now, of course, I don't know them all. And if you know of any organizations that give out good information or put out events, let us all know in the comments below. But I follow Bari Nation, and they also have a podcast. They sometimes put on events as well. I follow Our Sleeve Life podcast. It's a podcast based on the sleeve journeys of two women, and one has departed now. But there was a podcast that was going on for a while now, based off of 2 bariatric sleeve patients sharing the journey and putting out good information. And not only that, they also made this award show. It's called the Just Be You Award Show, which I attended for the first time this year because I was nominated for a category. And that's the beauty of sharing your journey online, but also communicating with others, building friendships and stuff with others. Your work and what you do and your advocacy can be recognized, because if you don't see yourself in a certain group, a certain organization, most of the time, we're just going to create our own. You create your own space. And that's exactly what the ladies from Our Sleeve Life podcast did with doing the Just Be You Award. It's celebrating bariatric patients, and it's only going to get bigger from there. They're doing it every 2 years now. It used to be, I think, every year. But the next one that's supposed to be in 2027... it's about to be lit. It's about to be lit. But like I said, you have these award shows that are happening now. And if you're sharing your journey online, this is a way for you and your work and your story to be recognized. Even if that's not what you're trying to do, you just never know the impact that you're going to have on someone else's life and how they want to go hard for you and celebrate you, like y'all all do right here. And I love y'all for that. Another podcast that comes to mind is The Waiting Table. This is again ran by 3 bariatric patients. They sit there and talk about the stories of other bariatric people and interview them. And there is even some talks about bringing a bodybuilding competition to Just Be You. I don't know all the tea when it comes to that. But again, creating spaces for us, because a lot of us are really reclaiming our lives and doing things that we never thought that we were going to do, and supporting each other doing that. And you end up finding like-minded people who share the type of goals that you want, the type of life that you want, the type of hobbies that you want. And so this year has really sparked a lot within the bariatric community. A lot of people are, in their fitness bag, so am I, and are doing bodybuilding competitions. And that is amazing. But again, they are trying to, build a space for us bariatric patients. So there's going to be a bariatric bodybuilding competition coming in the next couple of years, I believe. There's another one, Talk Bari to Me, another podcast on TikTok mostly. Again, just talking to and celebrating the lives of bariatric patients and the things that they have going on. But not only that, there are a lot of people who share their journeys online that are OGs in the community, that are 10, 15, 20 years post-op and still keeping their weight off and still figure out what balance and moderation looks like for them, who have had Bari babies. A lot of women get nervous and scared about gaining weight and having a baby, but they are getting weight loss surgery so that they can have a healthy baby. So there is a lot of information out there. It doesn't always have to come just from a doctor. Real life experience is valuable. And my only caution with that is just find someone who aligns with you, who you see yourself walking in their shoes in the future. If what they're doing and displaying online just isn't for you, that's okay. It's not for you. But if you see someone that's okay, I see what they're doing, I want to be like that. I see how they're successful. I see how they still have a balanced lifestyle. I see how they changed their lifestyle. That's how I want to be. Try to find the people who are going to be a good influence on you. And the last organization I'm going to talk about, and this is going to lead into bariatric events, is Bariatric Society. They have been running for a couple of years now, again, giving a lot of good information via social spaces. Not only that, they also put on some events throughout the year. Sometimes they have a big summer soiree. They just had one in Orlando. I wasn't able to go, but that's okay. But the big thing that they do every year is the Bariatric Retreat. And I already have a video up on my page, I'll link it in the cards above, of my experience, my first experience of a bariatric retreat, because I went to the one last year in San Diego. So check that video out. Not only was I able to go to the bariatric retreat, but I was also asked to be a speaker on a panel, again, based off of the way I share my journey online. I was given an opportunity to speak, and I never knew that just sharing my journey and being true to myself and authentic and transparent would lead me to speak on a panel and then get nominated for an award. And then now at this bariatric retreat, I'm speaking on a panel again. And I also posted the live of my panel that I did last year, so I'll also link it in the cards above for you if you want to check it out. It was based off of GLP-1s and sharing my journey with GLP-1s after weight loss surgery. But like I said, Bariatric Society, they put on events throughout the year, the major one being the Bariatric Retreat. When I went to the one last year, I didn't know what to expect. I knew that it was like pretty much a 4-day vacation, if you will. There is a lot of information that you are provided from doctors, from bariatric surgery clinics, plastic surgery, the vitamin companies. I mean, you get like downloaded with a bunch of information from both professionals, but you also get people who share their journeys, who have different types of professional backgrounds or are content creators, and they're sharing their journeys on these panels as well. So there's 2 days worth of panels where you're getting a bunch of information because, again, after bariatric surgery, some people just don't have great clinics and they don't have great support and they are left alone. So I'm glad that the Bariatric Society has something like this for us. Not only that, it's fun time as well. It's not just about education. We definitely have a ball. So I cannot wait for this year. So speaking of this year it's going to be in New Orleans. This is my first time going to New Orleans, like actually being there. I've driven through there, but I've never been there. So it'll be my first time going there. It's from October 2nd to October 5th. And I will link all of the information for the bariatric retreat in the description box below for y'all. And I also have a discount code. It's going to be my name, Janae. Sometimes they change what the code is. The last time I checked, it was $25. Last time I checked, it was $50 off. So like, make sure you use the code. That way you're saving some money on your ticket and come on out. And here's the thing, again, when it comes to these events, like people really don't even know each other. We are all not knowing each other. I know last year, I didn't know any of the girls. I talked to them on the social spaces, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to this random place with these random people. And not only that, I'm also going to share a room with these 8 crazy girls because our rooms were conjoined. So there was 4 over there and 3 over here. So 7 of us together. And then I'm also at the other girls' rooms. And it's like, you end up just bonding because finally you find a tribe. You find people who get it. People who you don't have to explain why it's taking you forever to eat your food, or that you have to now reheat your food, or that we're all sharing an appetizer, or that we probably are only just gonna have one drink because we're gonna be buzzed. Like, we get it. Like, if you know, and you don't have to explain it. And so the same thing with this retreat. I know that once you purchase your ticket, that you will be allowed into the Facebook group. And from there, people are like, hey, like, do you want to room up? Do you want to split a room? Like, do you want to drive together? Some people are driving if there are within distances. Like, oh, we're in the same area. Do you want to catch a flight together? The crazy thing with it is that it's so hard to find friends as an adult. And so I'm glad that we have these things that kind of like pushes you together, and then you really start to build bonds. I've built so many real life friendships that started off via social media. And I have a great support system, not only in my real life, because of course I have my friends and my family, my husband, my kids who support me and root for me, but it's also nice to have people who get it. People who I don't have to explain what the bariatric burr is, or I don't have to explain what dumping is, or I don't have to explain, you know, the hard part of the journey where sometimes everything isn't perfect and sometimes old habits slip into you when, you know, life is life. And like, I don't have to explain that. They get it. And not only they get it, but they're listening ear, but then they're also like having a hard conversation with you for you to get it together. And you know that it's coming from love because they get it, because they went through it. So I would definitely consider coming out to the bariatric retreat. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know this one was a quick one, but I often get asked about these events and how to build, you know, community and feeling alone. And so knowing that the bariatric retreat is coming up, I just wanted to put this video out there because a lot of people don't know. They don't even know that these pages are on social media and that, you know, you have support, you have other creators than me out there that, you know, you can watch, you can pull from, and you can find community with. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon. That way you're notified every single time I post a new video. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. On TikTok, I'm always hosting lives and answering your questions in a moment. On Instagram, I'm super active in my stories. I do have a broadcast channel. They end up knowing the tea first. And on Facebook, I do have a support group if you are looking for a community. So I'll leave all the information in the description box below for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.